African buffalo, the fight for survival on the savanna. Across the endless grasslands of Africa, the early sun awakens an entire world. Golden light stretches far, rousing life with every breeze. Here, millions of lives coexist. Forest elephants by the riverbank, antelopes leaping, zebras galloping across lush green hillsides. But no species wears magnificence as profoundly as these giant inhabitants. Mass, strength, and survival instincts forged over millions of years. African buffalo, Synchorus kaffir, one of the most dangerous and unpredictable animals on the dark continent. An adult buffalo can weigh up to 900 kilograms. The thick horns fuse together to form a natural shield, called the boss, a symbol of strength. Each day they move steadily, grazing, drinking water, resting under tree shade. Not noisy, but always present. Buffalo live in herds, from dozens to hundreds, but not always tightly organized. Their bonds are much looser than many other species. During the dry season, they gather near water sources. But when food is abundant, the herd may scatter, each animal foraging in its own direction. Females and calves usually stay together. Older males tend to live alone or in small groups, only returning to the herd for mating. But within this structure, a gap appears. When danger strikes, protective instincts are not always triggered. Buffalo senses are good, but not exceptional. Sharp sense of smell, but average vision. Behavioral intelligence lower than elephants or primates. This makes them slow to react. When enemies approach, many individuals don't recognize it immediately. This lack of collective vigilance becomes a weakness. African wild dogs are disciplined hunters, coordinating seamlessly to create formidable collective power. With large ears and extremely sensitive sense of smell, they can track prey across towering grasslands. The massive buffalo herd is gathering, forming a living fortress that challenges any predator. The wild dog pack begins harassment tactics, trying to find openings to separate an individual from the herd. Buffalo resist with thunderous charges, using their solid horns to defend their safety perimeter. A lightning-fast chase erupts, testing the wild dog's endurance and the buffalo herd's steadfast resolve. When cornered, buffalo often unleash extraordinary strength to drive away their encirclers. Teamwork is the most crucial weapon, enabling wild dogs to dominate targets many times their size. A bloody attack begins, the pack focusing on the weakest points to drain the opponent's strength. In nature, letting down one's guard for even a second is enough to completely change a life's fate. But the savanna suddenly falls silent when lions appear, asserting the absolute authority of the apex predator. Lionesses coordinate the ambush, their explosive power making the battle more tense than ever. Eyes full of killing intent lurk in the bushes, the predator waiting for the perfect moment to strike fatally. Battle erupts in clouds of dust, roars tearing through the quiet space, creating an incredibly tragic scene. Sharp claws dig deep into the prey's back, the lion exerting all force to pull the massive giant down to the ground. The buffalo's fierce resistance demonstrates an indomitable will to survive amid the siege of apex hunters. The buffalo herd suddenly counterattacks collectively, pushing the lions into a passive and dangerous position. The boundary between hunter and prey suddenly reverses, evidence of nature's cruelty and unpredictability. The lioness constantly watches her cubs, ensuring the next generation's safety against the buffalo's fury. As dusk falls, the survivors carry wounds and exhaustion, preparing for a night full of challenges. The cycle of life and death continues to operate, maintaining the unchanging balance of the savanna ecosystem. Under the brilliant dawn, the lioness pride begins deploying dramatic hunting tactics. Their target is the massive buffalo herd, animals famous for their ferocity and formidable strength. At the still water source, the boundary between life and death suddenly becomes more fragile than ever for the buffalo herd. Lionesses silently close in on their prey, each step soft, leaving no sound whatsoever. Jackals and bat-eared foxes stand watching from afar, witnesses to the savanna battle. Buffalo counterattack with sharp horns, trying to push back the enemies surrounding them. A chase explodes amid the dust clouds, testing the speed and persistence of the matriarchal hunters. Vultures have begun appearing in the sky, signaling a bloody conclusion about to unfold. The lioness charges full force straight at the prey, sharp claws digging into the thick hide. The struggle unfolds incredibly fiercely, where the buffalo herd's survival will is tested by collective power. The buffalo struggles desperately to escape the siege, demonstrating the fierce survival instinct of all species. The lion pride's persistence is rewarded when they find an opening to bring down the massive giant. The decisive bite to the throat locks the prey's breath, ending a merciless battle. The buffalo finally falls, affirming the absolute authority of the apex predator on this land. The male lion appears to assert his status, ensuring his priority at the Savanna feast. The abundant meal provides precious energy for the entire pride through the harsh days ahead. Scavengers patiently wait for openings, hoping to receive scraps left behind by the apex predator. As the sun sets, the savanna returns to its inherent peace, hiding the traces of battle. A new day is about to begin with new challenges, continuing the endless survival story of nature. Nature is always cruel but fair, maintaining the miraculous balance between hunter and prey. Strong yet vulnerable, giant yet not invincible, this is the African buffalo. And on this land, amid relentless challenges, they still live, still reproduce, still symbolize unwavering strength. This is the African savanna, where life is never simple, where each species writes its own story in evolution's eternal book. And the buffalo, with all its weaknesses, remains an indispensable part of that picture. Dawn breaks over the African savanna, the first rays of sunlight cut through the mist, where life begins and death lurks. This is the world of the young, where every day is a trial and every minute is a fight for survival. To be born on the African savanna is to be given a chance, but only those strong enough, fast enough, and lucky enough will survive. Welcome to the battle for survival, where instinct is tested from the very first moment, and only the strongest earn a tomorrow. During the calving season, within just 3 weeks, 500,000 wildebeest calves are born, 24,000 each day, nearly 1,000 every hour. A calf must stand within minutes and run within an hour. There is no choice, only run or die. All around them, hyenas, wild dogs, lions, and cheetahs wait patiently for a moment of weakness, for a single mistake. The statistics are brutal. Only 1 in 10 calves will survive to adulthood. Luck does not always smile. African wild dogs, Lycaon pictus, are the perfect cooperative hunters. Now it is their breeding season, and deep inside a den, a litter awaits. 12 pups lie blind and helpless, completely dependent on the pack. Every member helps, shares food, and protects the young. But danger is never far. Hyenas, their ancient rivals, twice their size and 3 times their strength, invade their territory. The wild dogs do not flee. They counterattack with speed and coordination, driving the hyenas away from the pups' safe zone. To feed their young, wild dogs must hunt wildebeest, weighing up to 150 kilograms, 3 times their own weight. Strategy is their greatest weapon. They do not bite to kill, they bite to weaken, targeting legs, belly, and muzzle until the prey slows and finally collapses. The food is carried back, chewed, and regurgitated for the pups. Every member sacrifices for the next generation. Yet the greatest threat is not the hyenas, but a silent kidnapper, the honey badger, a specialist in stealing the young. While the pack is hunting, the honey badger slips deep into the den, seizes a pup, and disappears in silence. The cry of distress is heard. The wild dogs rush back, surround the intruder, and trap the honey badger in enemy territory. The wild dogs do not rush in blindly. Their strategy shifts from killing to exhaustion, bite after bite, relentless and precise. Finally, the honey badger is exhausted, drops the pup, and escapes. A victory of instinct where family bonds prevail. Meanwhile, high in a tree, a leopard, Panthera pardus, is also raising young, 2 cubs just 3 months old. The mother must hunt to produce milk and feed her cubs. She leaves them in the tree, the safest place, and slips away quietly. She catches a young antelope weighing 30 kilograms, enough to feed the family, and drags it into the tree. But the scent of blood attracts unwanted guests. Lions smell the kill and arrive. The leopard cannot fight them. so she abandons the prey and flees to survive. A curious young lion climbs the tree, searching for more, and discovers two leopard cubs hidden in a hollow. Luck intervenes. The lion cub is too large to fit inside. It claws and snarls, but cannot reach them. Eventually, the lion gives up and leaves with the pride. The cubs survive thanks to a hollow tree and a bit of luck. The leopard mother returns, calls softly, and the cubs emerge. They are reunited. Another day survived, another lesson learned. Weeks later, the cubs are stronger. The mother decides to bring them down for the first time to explore the world below. Danger appears in the form of a rival male leopard, an intruder who could kill the cubs to claim the female. The mother charges to confront him, but at the same moment, another threat lies in wait. Hyenas watching closely. The hyenas seize the opportunity and rush toward the cubs. Hearing their cries, the mother must choose between driving off the intruder or saving her young. Maternal instinct wins. She abandons the male and launches herself at the hyenas with fierce determination. Against all odds, a mother's courage prevails. She tears her cub from deadly jaws just in time. The cub is wounded but alive. A scar remains, a lesson learned. The outside world is unforgiving, and only the vigilant survive. Back with the wild dogs, the pups are growing. It is time to leave the den and move to safer ground, a journey filled with risk. 12 pups move in a line, too many to fully protect. The slowest will become targets. Lions encounter them by chance, two females spotting opportunity in a moving pack with vulnerable young. The wild dogs sense danger but cannot run fast with pups. They must fight to protect their young at all costs. The lions charge, not at the adults, but at the weakest and slowest, separating it from the pack. "11 pups remain, and the journey continues. A painful lesson is learned. Not all will make it, but the pack must go on." A week later, they reach a new den, safer and farther away. 11 pups have learned their first lesson of life. Across the vast savanna, thousands of wildebeest calves are now 3 weeks old, faster and stronger, yet still vulnerable. Wild dogs hunt again, targeting the herd, not the adults, but the calves, easier to isolate and bring down. A calf runs at full speed, 60 kilometers per hour, but wild dogs reach 65 and take turns, never tiring. The weakening strategy continues, biting legs, belly and muzzle until the calf slows, collapses, and is exhausted. Death comes quickly, part of the natural cycle, food for the wild dog pups so they may grow and survive. A leopard cub, now 5 months old, more confident and curious, wanders alone while its mother hunts. A leopard cub, now 5 months old, more confident and curious, wanders alone while its mother hunts. Wild dogs spotted a lone leopard cub without its mother, a rare opportunity. They charge within seconds. The cub is brought down, the end swift and brutal. A harsh lesson for the leopard mother: never leave a cub alone. The mother returns, searching and calling, but there is no answer, only silence and tracks on the ground. A lesson written in blood, teaching the cost of a single mistake. In the final month of the dry season, the savanna grows harsher. Water is scarce, food limited, and survival pressure rises for all species. The young must learn faster and mature sooner. What does not kill them makes them stronger. The African savanna forgives no mistakes and offers no second chances. But those who survive earn their right to live. This is the African savanna, where only the strongest survive, where instinct is the weapon and hope is the only thing that endures. The African savanna is home to the wild dog, a tireless endurance hunter built on speed, coordination, and the ability to anticipate its prey. To survive, they must face rivals just as dangerous, from hyenas to leopards. Their hunting instinct relies not on strength, but on strategy and relentless persistence. Every hunt is a test. Every decision can determine the fate of the entire pack. And sometimes, survival instincts lead them straight into conflicts far bigger than expected. In this world, nothing happens by accident. Every movement has meaning. Today, their journey begins with a solitary opponent, a lone hyena drifting away from its clan. No one knows where fate will lead this hyena, but its future lies in the hunt ahead. A lone hyena is an ideal target. It lacks the protection of its group. The wild dogs don't attack immediately. They exhaust the hyena by shadowing it relentlessly. The hyena counters with sudden aggression, using its powerful jaws to create distance. But numbers take over, slowly forcing it into a losing position. Seeing the path behind blocked, the hyena bolts toward the river. It doesn't know that beneath the still surface, eyes are watching. Exhausted, the hyena plunges into the water, a desperate final move. Moments later, the water erupts, a perfect ambush. The jaws close, overwhelming force. The hyena disappears. The wild dogs stand and watch, their hunt ending in an unexpected way. On the savannah, nothing is certain. Even the best hunters face surprises. The pack moves on. Energy must be replenished. They search for their next chance. A new opportunity appears. A leopard cub playing beneath a tree. Its mother rests on a branch above, unaware of the danger approaching. The wild dogs spot the cub, positioned just far enough from its mother. They advance quickly and silently, perfect for an ambush. The cub realizes too late. It isn't fast enough to escape. The dogs surround it, preparing to strike. At the last second, the mother leaps down like an arrow. She attacks to save her cub, despite the overwhelming odds. But numbers dominate. The wild dogs retaliate fiercely. The leopard is forced to retreat up the tree to save her own life. Below, her cub has no escape. The wild dogs finish the kill, a brutal moment that leaves silence across the plains. Time passes, but the mother's grief does not fade. Her pain becomes cold patience. She waits. And the moment comes when a wild dog wanders too far from the pack. Distance closes. No sound, no warning. In a single explosive leap, the leopard strikes. The killing bite is swift and precise. By the time the pack returns, it is too late. The mother leaves quietly, revenge complete. On the savannah, victory and loss are fleeting moments in an endless cycle. The wild dogs continue searching for their next chance to survive. The leopard mother continues her journey, a true survivor. No one wins forever. No one loses forever. Nature only keeps the best adapted. Every creature here learns to live with danger day after day. Each species adds a piece to the vast puzzle of life. And within that balance, the wild dogs keep moving, never stopping, never resting. For them, life is an unending series of trials. Intelligent strategy is their greatest weapon. In this fight for survival, only one rule exists: adapt or perish. That is the brilliance of the African wild dog, warriors who never stop moving. Dawn breaks over the Serengeti, golden light sweeping across the endless sea of grass. Every breeze carries the breath of an ancient ecosystem millions of years old. Here, one of nature's greatest movements is about to begin. The journey of more than 2 million animals following an eternal cycle. This is not simply a search for fresh grass. It is the heartbeat of an entire landscape, a cycle that shapes the fate of countless species. The savanna opens wide, and nature begins to tell a story of endurance, survival, and Earth's remarkable balance. The migration begins in southern Serengeti, where the rains have passed and the grass has begun to fade. Wildebeests are the first to sense changes in moisture. They gather into small groups. There is no leader. They move by instinct, guided by sound, motion, and the scent on the wind. Within days, hundreds of small herds merge into a massive flow, the iconic phenomenon of the Serengeti. This moving river of life stretches to the horizon, sometimes extending more than 40 kilometers. Such enormous numbers are a survival strategy. The more they gather, the lower the chance of being singled out by predators. Their marching hooves create a deep, rumbling sound that echoes for kilometers. Each year, more than 1.2 million wildebeests begin a journey nearly 1,000 kilometers long. Zebras usually depart first. Their teeth are built for tougher, older grasses. They clear the path, cutting down tall grass and exposing tender shoots for the wildebeests behind them. The stripe pattern of every zebra is unique, like a fingerprint. These stripes allow them to recognize one another amid the massive moving herds. Zebras live in stable family units, one male, several females, and their young. During the migration, family groups merge but maintain distance to avoid mixing. Zebras have excellent facial memory. They can identify members from hundreds of meters away. The partnership of zebra leading and wildebeest following creates a near-perfect migratory structure. The arrival of the great herds signals the start of hunting season for lions, cheetahs, and hyenas. Lionesses typically ambush at the herd's edges, where young animals are most vulnerable. Yet only a small fraction fall prey. The herd's size overwhelms predators' ability to focus on a single target. Cheetahs, the fastest animals on Earth, attack only when the herd formation breaks. Hyenas rely not on speed, but endurance and coordinated teamwork. Even predators have limits. Amid the ocean of prey, they take only what their clans need. The migration continues almost uninterrupted. This is natural balance. Predators strong, but the herd far too vast to be stopped. As the herds push north, they enter the driest region of the journey, where water nearly disappears. Temperatures can exceed 40 degrees Celsius. Endurance is the only key to survival here. Wildebeests can regulate their body temperature, allowing them to withstand heat better than many grazers. They can walk for hours without drinking, a vital evolutionary advantage. Calves are slower, but the herd protects them by surrounding them in a circular formation. Continuous movement creates trails etched into the earth for centuries. Silence dominates, broken only by hooves and the whisper of dry grass. Even in hardship, the herd moves on, as if survival instinct pushes them forward without pause. Ahead lies the greatest barrier of all, the Mara River, the most dangerous crossing of the migration. The herd hesitates. Thousands stand at the edge, sniffing and watching the current. Nile crocodiles, reptiles older than 200 million years, lie hidden beneath the water. When a single brave animal jumps in, the entire herd follows like a breaking flood. Thousands plunge at once, creating a chaotic but powerful spectacle. Strong currents sweep away the weak, yet most make it across. Despite ambushes, crocodile attacks account for only about 1%, far less than many expect. Exhausted but alive, the herd climbs the opposite bank. The greatest trial is behind them. Reaching the Masai Mara, the herd's reward is vast green plains renewed by the rains. Seeds long dormant burst to life after only a few early storms. This fresh grass is rich in protein, helping the animals recover rapidly. Zebras and wildebeests graze in alternating patterns, allowing the plains to regenerate smoothly. The young born during the rains are now strong enough to keep pace. The Mara becomes a temporary sanctuary, a place to regain strength for the journey back. Life flourishes. Birds of prey, small antelopes, and insects explode in number. This is the most prosperous stage of the migration, abundance overshadowing danger. When the rains end, the grass turns color, signaling the return south. The herds gather once more, now with calves ready for the challenge. The return journey is long and harsh, but this cycle has persisted for thousands of years. There is no beginning or end, only the eternal rhythm of movement. This cycle restores soil, spreads seeds, and maintains the health of the savanna's wildlife. Massive amounts of dung enrich the land with every kilometer traveled. Without the migrating herds, the Serengeti would be unrecognizable within decades. This is the heart of the savannah, always beating, always sustaining life. The Great Migration influences not only Serengeti, but the entire East African ecosystem. Thanks to the herds, millions of tons of nutrients are redistributed every year. Even predators depend on this cycle to maintain the strength of their populations. Migratory birds follow the herds, feeding on the insect boom along the route. It is one of the most complete natural regeneration systems on Earth. Life here endures because movement never stops. The African savanna is where the circle of life plays out in extraordinary harmony between land and sky. The Great Migration stands as proof of nature's resilience, powerful, patient, and eternal. Amid the remote islands of Indonesia, a giant creature has endured for millions of years, the Komodo dragon, the largest living lizard on Earth. They can grow up to 3 meters long, weigh over 90 kilograms, with a massive frame, slow but relentless, symbols of ancient power. Within their 60 serrated teeth lie venom glands, making a bite that causes blood loss, lowered blood pressure, and gradual paralysis. They now survive only on 5 small islands: Komodo, Padar Island, Rinca, Gili Motang, and Flores, a narrow range that makes them vulnerable. Hot, arid climates, sparse forests, and coastal savannas, harsh yet perfect environments for this predator. Timor deer are their main food source, but they also hunt wild boar, goats, and never turn down carrion reeking from kilometers away. With a sense of smell 10 times stronger than a dog's, the Komodo can detect blood from over 4 kilometers away and patiently ambush prey. A confrontation is about to unfold. The deer seems to sense danger, but the predator keeps a safe distance, calculating every move with precision. The dragon flicks its tongue to track the prey's direction. Scent particles in the air give it all the information it needs to plan its attack. The strike happens in a flash. Despite its heavy frame, the Komodo dragon can sprint at speeds of up to 20 km/h, fast enough to catch its prey by surprise. Just one bite. Its serrated jaws tear flesh while injecting a potent venom cocktail that causes shock and prevents blood clotting. The dragon doesn't need to chase. Now it simply follows the trail, waiting for venom and bacteria to weaken its prey over hours or even days. The deer is weakening. The venom is taking hold, leaving it disoriented and exhausted. The end is near. The scent of blood draws in other dragons from across the island. The feast begins, a brutal yet necessary scene in the wild. A full-grown Komodo demonstrates its incredible strength, swallowing an entire goat in just minutes. Thanks to flexible jaws and expandable stomachs, an adult dragon can devour prey weighing up to 80% of its own body weight in a single meal. The swallowing is slow but unstoppable. Its throat expands astonishingly as it gradually pulls the prey inside, a rare spectacle in nature. After such a banquet, the dragon finds a warm place to rest. Digestion can take days, during which it becomes sluggish and inactive. Each breeding season, females lay between 15 and 30 eggs, burying them in the ground or reusing old bird nests to protect them from predators. After 7 to 8 months, tiny hatchlings break free, immediately facing the danger of being hunted, even by their own kind. On Komodo Island, humans and dragons have coexisted for centuries. Locals see them as part of the land, a sacred yet dangerous presence. According to local legend, humans and Komodo dragons share a common ancestor. This mythical bond has shaped a mutual respect between the two species. With that belief, killing a Komodo dragon is taboo. They are regarded as siblings, as the embodiment of ancestors. Today, only about 3,000 to 5,000 remain in the wild, making them an endangered species. They are protected within Komodo National Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a source of national pride for Indonesia. But climate change, water scarcity, and poaching threaten their survival. If the Komodo disappears, humanity will lose the last living fragment of natural history. They are not just lizards, but living legends, proof of nature's power. This is the Komodo dragon's only homeland, a treasure the world cannot afford to lose.